They must have a meeting. That just came in.
Well, I'm sure.
That would be my guess.
Are we ready?
Yes.
All right, if you want to raise your right hand and repeat after me.
Yes.
I, and state your name,
I, John
Donna
Allen,
Macomber,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will faithfully execute the duties
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of Select Board member
of Select Board member
for the town of Brattleboro
for the town of Brattleboro
for the period to which I have been elected,
for the period to which I have been elected,
and I will therein do equal right and justice
and I will
therein do equal right and justice
to all people
to all people
in the best of my judgment and ability,
in the best of my judgment and ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
That's it.
Oh.
Congratulations. Now I need to have you
Yeah.
sign the... Thank you.
I'm gonna freeze your hand.
That's okay. That's warm. All right.
Thank you. Thank
So, there's
you. I would like to say to my fellow,
find this and sign it.
Happy to.
And then give it, so it'll go in the official town record. Okay.
Credit card signature. Two lumps on the line.
It's the only one I use anymore.
hey,
Okay.
wow, this is a nice seat.
Hey, congratulations.
Hi, John
Oh, thanks. Hey, congratulations. Excellent.
John Allen.
Hey, congratulations.
He's already going for chair.
A lot of good humor for me in the morning.
Well, I slept yesterday.
Do you want me to convene the meeting?
I went out at
Yes,
11:30
please.
to get my daughter from the band trip.
Ugh.
I thought you had a wife.
You want to chair in it?
Yeah, I'll pull it over here, and I'll sit over on the end. Is that okay? Okay.
Can Jeff get you?
All right. Okay, so we shall convene this meeting of the Select Board on, what is today? March 24th?
Is
Okay.
it?
Has the meeting been officially warned?
Yes, it has.
Okay, and our first order of business for this body is to appoint its chair. Do we have any nominations?
I nominate David Gartenstein for chair.
Are there any other nominees?
Oh, I'd like to, but I don't.
I'm sure you would.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, hearing none, we'll close nominations. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? You got it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations and thank you.
Is there an abstention or is it 5-0?
Well,
I'm sorry?
I vote for myself.
He's
Are there
confident he
nominations-
voted for himself.
Are there nominations for vice chair?
I would like to nominate Kate O'Connor.
Kate O'Connor's nominated. Are there any other nominations for vice chair? All right, that closes nominations. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed or abstaining, that carries 5-0. And now we're taking nominations for clerk of the board. Are there nominations for clerk?
I'll nominate David Schoales.
Thank you.
David Schoales nominated. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed or abstaining, that carries 5-0. I'm going to do one piece of town meeting follow-up before we close. I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm sorry.
Do a little talk
I'm
about
sorry.
Wednesday or
And
Wednesday.
we can also do a little talk about
Yeah,
Wednesday.
great.
Um,
And plan our
As
planning meeting?
to the town meeting follow-up, for the second year running, there was substantial concern expressed about the cost of police fire facility, the impact on taxes, and at least two members of the police fire committee, one in an individual conversation with me and one in the public meeting, raised some issues about the possibility that there could be cuts to the project that might make it somewhat more palatable. And I'm wondering about the feeling of the board. The next police fire committee meeting is Thursday, and I'm wondering whether there's a sense on the board that you might like to at least inquire of the committee what it would look like to cut $500,000 or $1 million out of the project. John?
Being on the committee, I'm sure that we could cut out, and I've expressed this before, I'm sure we could cut out $2 million, $3 million, $4 million, $5 million. It all depends on what you want to have at the end of the project. We can argue this back and forth about, what you want to have inside these buildings or what you want the buildings to look like. I think everybody's had equal amounts of shared time to express how they feel about it. I'm very happy with the way it's going. We found 200,000 out in West Brattleboro. We may be able to find a few more, but again, it all comes down to what you want to have at the end of the project. I feel the committee has really done their due diligence in looking at everything. But again, if people want to lower that, they can, but there's going to be some consequences to that. So, again, I think you can ask anything. You could ask them to take out $5 million. And if they had to do it, they would. But what would you have at the end of it? Would you have a building that's going to take us into the next 50 years, or are you just going to be compromising? So that's all I got.
I think John laid out the reality pretty clearly, I think. In answer to your question, yeah, I would like to cut $500,000 or $1 million out of it. And the consequence will be that there will be parts of that project that don't happen. I think it's the only, and I said this in the meeting too when we voted on the plans, the only consequence at this point is that things will have to change on paper.
Right.
And so if we're ever going to ask that question, if we're going to say, and you do this with your management all the time, you say, well, look, tell me what a 10% cut would look like, tell me what a 15% cut would look like. If we're ever going to ask that question, we should ask it now. And I think, the committee, John described the work of the committee, they really have looked at everything, and they have kept their focus on the service, which I think we wanted them to do, the services that were included in that first conceptual plan, and that the police and fire departments clearly indicated were the things they needed. So they would have to look again. I mean, we looked at the budget and cut some of the paving. It's not a good thing, and maybe so. I get after saying all that, the question is, my answer is, if we ever are going to ask that question, that we need to do it. I won't be here Thursday to ask it though, but I'll be back in Montpelier. Lucky me.
Anyone else? It's not a warrant issue, but
Donna wanted first.
Yeah.
I think I totally hear and agree with the fact that the committee has done an amazing job. I guess I just want to raise the question, one of the things that I would like to maintain and preserve at the other side of doing this amazing repair work and building work is to have the body know that we as the select board are ultimately hearing them and responsive to their concerns. And although it would be an additional expense, might it be worth our while to just inquire of the designers and the committee, what if we asked them to come back with a $500,000, pulling it in a little bit, what the recommendations would be, and then we could sit with that and see whether that made any sense or just would keep us from having the facility that we need.
Did you want to speak, Kate?
No, I actually agree with everything everybody said, and I think it is a lot like what we did with the budget. We asked the department heads to tell us the ramifications of certain things, and then we found out that the ramifications of those things weren't what we wanted. So so I think it is worth asking.
All right, well, the reason I brought it up now, John, I'll call on you again.
No, it's okay.
But, the reason I brought it up here is that town meeting was just 2 days ago, and they are hurtling towards construction documents being completed, and there will be additional costs to make changes, and the longer we wait, the more substantial those costs will be. And so I do think that we don't need formal action right now to ask the interim town manager and then members of the committee to raise that issue. If we were cutting $500,000 or $1 million out of the project, what is that going to wind up removing from the project? And then we can make that decision. It's sort of what Dave asked when we had the design documents brought here, except it hadn't been addressed by the committee before. And I just like to ask for that question to be raised and then brought back to us, hopefully at the earliest possible time, so that we can think about that and make that good faith effort to respond to what the town meeting was saying. That's really what I want to do. And then we were going to briefly talk about Wednesday.
Road trip.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey.
I think we're meeting here at 10:30 and.
Okay. I didn't even know that much.
Oh, no, it was circulated. There was
Yeah.
emails that circulated late last week. We're
I
meeting-
personally would love to leave earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my thought. I just think the earlier we can get up there, I mean, what's the difference?
Okay,
I mean,
Jan?
Also, in the schedule, is there going to be lunch someplace where then leaving earlier may make sense? Because we're going from
Well, we're gonna
whenever
go to
we
the-
leave
We
here
should
until 5
take all the
o'clock
people
at
we're
night.
talking, make them come to, make the.
Well, the
chef and
cafeteria
you-
is a great place to.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
Kate can tell you that. It's
Yeah.
a great place to.
We should act, you know, after we meet with them, say, come have lunch with us so we can drill you some more. Or whatever, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I figure, I've got this whole day. I figured from 6 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night that,
And you.
I can leave earlier.
All right,
I
well,
can too.
we're scheduled to leave at 10:30. We certainly can leave at 10 o'clock and get there early enough to be in the cafeteria at quarter to noon or noon, and then we have a 1 o'clock meeting with our legislators, and then at 1:45 with the governor. So do you want to leave at 10 o'clock? Does that work?
again, I'd like to leave earlier. So, I mean, it's just, that's,
So we're gonna come here at 10 and get in the bus or something?
yes.
The
We're,
green line.
blue lights the whole way up.
Yeah. We all set? Anything else we want to talk about?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wasn't here for the end of the meeting, but we didn't, as far as I know, didn't plan our goal setting meeting.
We've not picked a date yet.
Can we do that now? I mean, we can wait till, we're
I don't
not,
have
we're not
a-
meeting again for a week and a half.
Our next meeting is
Wednesday,
The
and
third.
then next week.
Oh, is it?
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
next
Yep.
Tuesday.
Next Tuesday's April?
Yeah, April
Right there.
1st, right here.
There you go, buddy.
April
happened
Fool's
to
Day.
March?
April Fool's Day we're
Yeah.
meeting.
Hey,
So, I
Oh
mean,
my
if you
God.
guys want to spend another quality hour together after Wednesday, we can have the goal setting meeting between now and next Tuesday. It
Oh, I
certainly
don't
would-
think so. I think we've been,
We can't do it in the car, right? If we tape recorder with us?
you could.
We can convene a meeting whenever we.
Can you have a public meeting in a place where the public can't fit?
As long as it's recorded.
I prefer we set a date. next
Yeah, I do too,
Thursday.
yeah.
So the question is whether you want to do it sometime after Wednesday. You know, you want to come by at 7:30 in the morning.
Tammy, your
on
thoughts?
Friday.
So willing.
I would prefer a separate time than having it on the agenda, but, you know,
Well-
if it's inconvenient for other people, you know.
7:30 Friday?
Now, Patrick's not going.
Patrick's away.
Patrick, you're suspiciously quiet this morning. Is there?
No coffee yet.
I have nothing on this agenda.
So, for the road trip up, we're all in one vehicle.
Yes.
And
I guess we won't.
Oh, agenda, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, because
Yeah.
if we can't do it Friday, we might as well wait till Wednesday and set the date Wednesday.
Right. Or Tuesday, our next
Or
meeting is
Tuesday, yeah.
Do we need to set, you know, the Secretary of State's notes say that we're supposed to set our regular meeting schedule at our organizational meeting. Do we need to do that today, or we're going to do that at the next Tuesday meeting?
It's first and third Tuesday.
Right.
Which is in the charter.
Which is in the
So-
charter.
It's in the charter?
Yeah.
Might
All right.
as well, we can-
Well, we can put it on the agenda for next Tuesday, that we just need to ratify the regular meeting time dates. Okay, is there any further business?
Just, let's have fun this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
gonna be
then
harder
we
this
decided
year.
on
Party.
10 o'clock? We decided on 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock we'll be here.
That we're
Yeah.
leaving?
Yeah.
Yes.
Any further business? Hearing none, all those in favor of adjourning, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody opposed or abstaining, that carries 5-0. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, thanks, guys, for coming.